Static fades, I twist the knob, the shack comes alive, this is my job. LEDs glow, antennas high, another night beneath the sky. I'm calling out, hear that tone, across the globe I'm not alone. The net's alive and I'm checking in, let the conversation begin. We're at the amateur radio roundtable, we're all plugged in, solid and stable. W5KUB's calling loud and proud, spinning stories through the static cloud. From KW5GP to WI7BG, we're rocking the bands wild and free. Hey, Glenn's got mods on a breadboard base, Brett's breaking news from a distant place. Tom's at the helm like a seasoned vet, streaming it live on the internet. Antenna swing, the skip is long, we're singing the ham radio song. Spin that dial, let's catch some heat, 40 meters never felt so sweet. But at the amateur radio roundtable with coax lines and power.
All right, guys, that'll be enough of that. Hey, if you want to see the band, come on down to the Huntsville Hamfest here in a couple weeks and meet the band here. You're tuned in to Amateur Radio Roundtable. It's a show about ham radio, shortwave, electronics, and we get into a few other things. If you're out there listening on world-famous WBCQ, you're listening on 7490, and it just happens to be Thursday for you. Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. on 7490. That's Eastern Time. Or you can join our show, our live video show on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Central Time. And you can also join us in our chat room there. Now, if you're out there, we're streaming on X. We're streaming on our Facebook group of 14,000 members. And we're also streaming on, X, Facebook, and YouTube. So we're streaming a lot of places tonight. The only official chat room we have is at W5KUB.com. So if you want to get in the chat room and talk to us or others watching the show, just go to W5KUB.com. Up in the top, you can click on video and chat. You'll actually be able to watch the show on the left side of the screen. You'll be able to join in the chat room on the right side of the screen if you choose to do that. Please hit the subscribe button if you can. Hit that notify button. Hit the like button. Hit all the buttons if you can. That helps us out a whole lot there. Let's see, what am I forgetting to say here? Hey, if you just want to listen to the show, we're on just about any and every podcast carrier out there like iHeart, iTunes, iNet Radio, Google Play, all those we're out there. And we welcome you. If you're out there listening on shortwave, or if you're just on one of the audio podcasts, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email to tom@w5kub.com, tom@w5kub.com. All right, boy, it's been a week since I've controlled this thing, guys, and it seems like I have forgotten what all the buttons do. So we may have a little problem tonight in selecting videos, but I'll assure you I'll try to keep it on the rails as close as I can here. You guys listening on shortwave, you don't have to worry about anything because you can't see us. All right. So, hey, tonight we've got a special guest with us tonight, and we'll talk with him in just a few minutes. We're going to discuss something that all of us, we think it's the best ham radio event, I think, in the world, and it's coming up. We'll talk about it here in a few minutes. What am I forgetting? It seems like Brett or Glenn, I'm forgetting something. Have I got all the major things out of the way?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you got most of them.
Just keep rolling.
All right, we'll keep rolling. Okay, man, I think the heat's getting to me, guys. Oh, man. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's just jump right into it, and let's check out our other co-hosts and see what they'll be doing this week real quick before we jump into our first segment there. So let's jump in there and pick up Brett and see what Brett's got going on in his neck of the woods. Go ahead, Brett.
Well, evening, Tom. Evening, everyone. Greetings from Laramie, Wyoming, where it's not as hot as it is further back east. But it's, or at least it's not as hot temperature-wise. There's been some other things that have been sort of hot. The Laramie City Council got an earful from a whole room full of enraged citizens about a new charge that appeared on their utility bills. And I was there earlier tonight. Unfortunately, I'm back here. I'll let them go and complain to the council about that. And then I've got a couple of new toys to show off, and I can do that. And just generally be looking forward to Huntsville and what's going to go on there.
Yep. And you're coming down all the way from Wyoming, right?
That's right. I'm going to be flying to Nashville.
Yeah.
And then the day before the show, I'm going to be up on Montesano with the POTA crowd.
That's good.
And I'll come down to the hamfest.
All right, great. Well, we can't wait to see you there, man. All right, Glenn, you've had a busy week. You want to give us a quick update?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, while I'm doing that, Brett, and I've been told I do too, have an echo and the audio's low on it.
Yeah, well,
But
I'm not sure.
probably have the monitor still turned up. But anyway, Friday, I let the doctors get a hold of me again. And the simple form is they did about 2.5 hours worth of bug zapping.
Oh, boy.
And I had 3 catheters going up to my heart, and they were zapping parts to stop the atrial fibrillation I'd had ever since my first surgery 6 years ago. And so far, everything's holding up. I mean, bruise-wise, I look like I got run over by a truck.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I feel good. And I'm under doctor's orders to stay indoors and can't lift more than 10 pounds. So I'm really enjoying the time off. Just got my tail planted in front of the TV set, just relaxing. But I did get my presentation. I'm doing a forum there at Huntsville Saturday morning at 10 a.m. And got an all brand new one put together and had a surprise. One of my vendor friends contacted me, and they sent me a door prize to give out.
That's cool.
So we'll be giving a nice prize out in my forum on Saturday. And that's pretty much bringing you up to date.
All right, well, listen. If you had been active on HF with an amplifier going, you would not have had to go to the doctor and have that procedure done.
Probably not.
Well, let me come back. That would be. You'd probably need to use an inside antenna in the room there. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but as much of the X-rays and fluoroscope they used, there's actually a note on my discharge instructions that I have to be careful about being around X-ray equipment for a significant amount of time, because what they did has a relatively long half-life of several weeks.
Oh, wow.
And then,
wow.
I have to keep, the X-ray stuff down a little bit. And the first day afterwards, it actually felt like I had been out in the sun all day. So yeah, I could feel that I had been radiated a little bit.
Well, you gotta
watch.
watch.
Hook the coax up to me, and I got
Yeah, you gotta watch that stuff. You've seen these signs on the road where it says no blasting ahead, ham radio coming through. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, great.
Yep.
Very good. I'm glad you're doing. You look like you're doing good, man. And you're gonna
real good.
You're gonna feel okay. You're gonna feel okay when you get down to Huntsville.
I already
I'm
did.
sure there. All right. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do here. So, hey, tonight I'm fixing to bring our guest in here, and of course, we're in the South. We've got several people up north that watch here, and you know how you can tell you're in the South? We're always fixing something. I'm fixing to bring in Mark here in a few minutes, and we're fixing to go to Huntsville, and we're fixing to do a lot of things, guys. I don't know why they don't do that up north there. But anyway, so tonight we're going to bring in here with us, we've got a special guest tonight, and it is Mark Brown. And here's Mark right here. Mark, N4BCD. How you doing, Mark?
Good evening, Tom. I'm doing great. Just staying inside, staying out of this miserable weather.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Hey, I see a clock back here. It says 1:20. Is that right?
That's, well, what do you call it? A coordinated universal time? Zulu time? It's a clock that never changes.
Well, I think my minute here is 12. That says 20. So you must be on one of those 15-minute time zones in India.
Good point. I got 12 on my clock and my watch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's some 15-minute time zones out there. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yes, 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, hey, we're so glad to have you tonight, man. The three of us on here, I don't care if we're 6 months away, we usually talk about hamfest, upcoming hamfest, and even if Huntsville is 6 months away, we're always talking about that, man. We really think it's probably one of the best hamfest in the world. We can't wait, man. So, you got anything new planned this year?
Yeah, Tom, we got a couple of things. We're 17 and a half days away, and it's like a snowball rolling downhill, and it just keeps getting bigger. Even in this heat, the snowball continues to grow. There's just so many things that go into putting on a hamfest, so many questions that we receive from visitors, from vendors. I think we need to put up a frequently asked question to address the perennial question: are dogs allowed at the hamfest?
Oh, wow!
And the answer to that, of course, is the South Hall being a commercial facility. Their official policy is only service dogs, service animals.
Yeah.
And we echo that policy, but people ask every year, several times. Other folks ask, if we buy an advance purchase ticket and they don't come, can we fill out the ticket for them and put it in the prize barrel? Well, the whole point of a door prize is to get folks in the door. So no, we don't do that.
Yeah.
But every year we get a couple of folks asking those questions. And there's several more, but we're excited. August 15th and 16th is quickly approaching. And we're very excited about this year's show. Well, I want to welcome Steve Molo, KI4KWR, as our new assistant commercial chairman. Steve spent some years with Gigaparts. He's now working at other venues, other avenues, but he's going to be helping us and more importantly, helping Art Davis, who's been doing this commercial layout for decades. We all need an understudy, but Art's found Steve, and we hope that this works out really well. The flea market has a waiting list.
Wow.
We have 28 people waiting for 37 tables. We're going to look at what we can do to expand next year into one of the other halls in the Von Braun Center. But we are consistently filling up the flea market area. And the same with the commercial area. It's full also. We have, I think, 94 different vendors and organizations this year. 94. And we might have a few spots in the hallway for a couple of additional clubs and groups, but we absolutely cannot fit another vendor in our defined layout. Forum schedule is full, of course, and by the way, all of these things filled up this year weeks ahead of what they've done in the past. 22, 23, 24, we had sellouts, but this year it occurred much sooner on the calendar, and we're excited about that. Glenn mentioned he's doing a forum on Arduino and microcontrollers on Saturday morning. Of course, we have Dr. Monty Bateman. He works for NASA as a solar physicist. He'll be doing two different forums on lightning, one on research and then the other one on the more practical aspects of lightning protection for hams. Flex radio. If you guys went to Dayton and saw the premiere of the, what was it, the Aurora, their 500, the title of their forum here, Aurora, 500 watts on HF is the new barefoot, exclamation point. Gerald Youngblood, he literally accosted me as I was visiting the Flex booth to show this new baby. It is amazing. It's an incredibly efficient 500 watt. It runs cool, but it does 500 watts, and it's a transceiver. So that's pretty exciting.
That's nice.
I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
Of course, the POTA and the YouTubers, they've got 2-hour blocks on Sunday. And then there's that adult soldering class also on Sunday that's been very popular. I think they're going to split it up and do a through-hole class and a surface mount. So for folks that want to get their feet wet in surface mount, there's an avenue for them. I'm wearing one of the old shirts. This is a Hamfest committee shirt.
Yeah.
And so we're getting the committee folks some new polyester shirts. They're cooler and low care. We won't be wearing different colors on different days. So we're excited about that. And one of the things I worked on yesterday and today was coordinating data up to ARRL. We're going to be using, for the first time here, the ARRL Events app. Now, this is an app that the ARRL and a third party, along with Orlando and Dayton, developed a couple years ago that works on Androids and iPhones. So you download this app, and right there on your phone, you have forum schedules, you have maps, you have a lot of information that will be both in an online program and a printed program, but it's all on your phone.
So will that, let me ask you a question. Will that, if you're looking for a particular vendor, can you go on that app and find him and it'll tell you what space he's in?
That's the goal, yes.
Okay, cool.
It's very much, well, Orlando and Dayton, are much bigger, and the map is spread out for Dayton, for example, at least 5 buildings. But here we're all in one big South Hall, an air-conditioned South Hall, I should say.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited about our use. We're cost-sharing the development and the use of this with Orlando and Dayton and the league. But this is our first year using it. We want to get our feet wet for when we host the national convention next year. So that's very exciting.
That'd be great. Well,
Glenn and Tom, you guys have seen our prize barrel. It's really big, and it's got little nooks and crannies that catch some of the tickets. It's less than optimum, let's say. And so we did a study. We looked at what Dayton uses, what Orlando uses. Orlando designed and built a very nice hexagonal barrel, and it's steel tubing and quarter inch steel mesh, nice bearings and all this kind of stuff. And while we were down there, we thought, Huntsville's the Rocket City. So what if we gave an idea to the Browncoats robotics team? You know that 3-axis shaker that they put the astronauts in over at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center?
I know it's coming.
well,
You know it's coming, Brett.
yeah.
Well, we've had the Broncos robotics team working on this, and they've got several teams. They've got safety, they've got the ergonomics, the barrel itself, the gimbals, all the controllers. They're approaching this as a robotics team would. And here's the cool thing. These robotics kids are used to using a limited set of components that are sized for their robotics that they build for these competitions. Well, suddenly we're paying for their parts, and they're able to go out and order big motors, big gears,
Mm-hmm.
and really cool stuff. So this thing will run on 120 volts, and they're just excited as heck. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm very excited to see this.
Yeah. Now, did you put a scanner in there that any KUB tickets automatically get kicked into a corner of the drum?
Now,
There's, but we do. They also are working on some kind of an automated card extractor. Instead of somebody reaching their hand in, they're going to, I don't know, some with a roller feed or something maybe, come up with a ticket extractor. That's
Sort of like
over and
Amazon.
above the Call of Duty.
well, now,
We'll see.
now,
how that
Mark,
goes.
don't tell them my secret. I take that honey baked mustard, that real sticky stuff, and I put it on the back of all my tickets. So you don't even have to grab a ticket; it just sticks to you. And my worry is somebody's going to pull their hand out someday, and I'll have 5 winning tickets on one draw, man.
I don't think that's going to happen, Tom.
Oh man. You know, hey, I got an idea. Now, hey, what they're doing is great. I really hope that that's what you guys move to. But have you seen this thing where the people walk into this cylinder? It's a glass cylinder, and they got dollar bills, flying with the wind, and you can, as many as you can catch, you can bring out. You could do something like that with tickets. I don't know.
We could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Something else.
But that old engineering axiom, if something could be done, should it be done?
Right. Well, it doesn't bother me that a ticket sticks in the crack of that barrel, because you don't know if it's your ticket or not. You don't know. I mean, why would anybody complain about that?
Yeah, but
But hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I do remember. I do remember. It was a funny time here. Our booth was right there, right at for several years, right there at the prize barrel, and that's when you guys had the old prize barrel, and that thing, it got so heavy, I think, and loaded, the prize barrel broke down. It just tore up. And y'all, basically, if you remember that, you had to take a trash can. You put a plastic trash can bag in like a 30-gallon trash can. And you said for everybody, put their tickets in that. Well, everybody's coming up to me, where do I put the tickets? And I said, you put it right there. And nobody was wanting to put it in the trash can, man. That was funny that year.
I've heard that story, but I think that predates me.
Yeah? Oh, man.
Yeah, the newer prize barrels, it's better, but it still leaves something to be desired.
Yeah.
This one should be cool.
I had.
We're excited about
This
it.
year, the tickets are going to be shaken, not stirred.
Oh, they will be stirred, but in 3 dimensions.
Neat.
Let's look
One
at.
thing-
I was going to pull some
Hold on.
pictures up. I didn't really have time today to pull much up. Let's see what I got. A couple pictures here. Just that. Well, there's that's Art.
There's me with the Sunday morning shirt, the
Yeah.
green, and then
Okay.
there's Art, and for you see our commercial chair, and of course Tom.
Yeah. Well, let's. Y'all
There's a
always
snack
you
bar.
look good. You always look good there.
There's a snack bar open into the flea into the.
I see that. I see
South
that.
Hall. We don't do that anymore. The concession area is open to the hallway,
Okay.
and the reason we do that is we can put additional flea market tables.
Oh yeah, I
to
got
try
you.
To try to meet the demand.
I got you. Yep. Okay. Well, we'll have to
And
go
also,
outside.
you see that vertical wall in the back,
Yep.
the beige wall. That's
Yeah.
before we expanded to take the entire South Hall.
Yeah.
So that represents the hamfest when it was 80,000 square feet. Now we're at 120,000 square feet, and that's not including the forum rooms out in the hallway or the
Right.
or the forum rooms in the embassy suites.
And guys, for any of you guys that have never been there, and Glenn and I have talked about it a lot, you know, with it being air conditioned, it's nice, but hey, you can drive your truck, you can drive your car inside right up to your booth and unload. I mean, that is a massive building. Massive. Let's see what else I got here. Maybe nothing any great. Hey, you know, just to let you know, you don't have to go outside in 115-degree weather. There's the walkway that goes from the hotel over to the center where the hamfest is, and I don't think you could get much more perfect than this. There's the walkway across, and you can see it there again. A beautiful setting there.
The only way it could be more perfect is if the embassy suites added about another 30 floors.
Oh yeah,
to add some rooms.
Yeah.
It sold out quickly this year, and we heard recently that there was an Indian wedding that took up a block of rooms, and they didn't get the uptake that they were expecting.
Oh.
So a few rooms may become available. If you're really diligent, you might want to consider calling the embassy to see if there's an availability for the day or for the nights you want to stay there.
Yeah. There's a good picture of you. You're a little younger there.
I guess.
Yeah.
Don't know what year that was.
Well, I don't know. Well, let's see. The year before there, we had. It seemed. Oh, it was red. It was red.
Well, we can go back to the color code on the buttons.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
Cool.
The first picture was
Cool.
blue buttons, and that one was red.
Uh-huh. All right, well, guys, hey, we're talking about the world's friendliest hamfest here. There it is. There's the dates, August the 16th and 17th. If we can bring Brett in from Wyoming, you guys should be able to make it too. So come on down and look at it. They got a FTDX 10 both days, Saturday and Sunday. That's cool. I'm going to try to win one of those. I mean, I'll go for both of them, but I'd like to come out there with at least
one for me.
I'd like to come out with at least one. And oh man, you know, we've had a lot of fun there. Glenn, you remember it's just 2 years ago, we were both standing in front of my booth and we were streaming, and we had the microphone. He drew the main prize, and let's see, who's your prize guy?
Jordan.
Jordan. Anyway, we already won a few prizes, and Glenn and I are looking up there. They pull the ticket for the main prize, and Jordan looks over at Glenn and me, and kind of smiles, and right there on his show, I said, "Glenn, one of us has won, man. One of us got it, I think." And one of us did. So hey, that was a funny moment we had right there.
But it wasn't me.
Oh yeah, well, I had a fun time. You know, I had a fun time. And anyway, I enjoy it. I enjoy winning prizes. I know everybody does. For instance, hey Mark, I didn't see you at HamQuest a week or two ago. You didn't make it.
A week or two ago.
Up in Lebanon. You missed the one in Lebanon
yeah.
2 weeks ago.
I missed it because I was busy with home stuff.
Yeah.
And I had every intention of going, but I think there was a situation with either one of the cars or the mower that I had to address that day.
Well, what got me on that subject is prizes. And hey, guess what? I won a prize there, but they wouldn't tell me what it was. I never got it. They wouldn't tell me what it was, but I won a prize. Still wondering about that. Anyway.
It'll show up in the mail one day.
I don't think so. I'm not worried about it. Anyway, okay. So hey, look at here. We got some nice
we do
prizes.
Have one sort of it's a bit unfortunate. The Pasternak Young Ham of the Year.
Yeah.
Of course, it was announced on Ham Nation in Don Wilbank's program, and I can't remember the girl's name, but she's in Europe actually in Germany for a summer education course and is out of the country. So that award will be given to her on the July 30 program, I believe, of Ham Nation. So
Okay.
Aaron Newsline is coming to cover the Hamfest event, but Don Wilbanks will not be here this year.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, a couple things. Some of the other forums that are there that are going to appeal to a lot of folks. You've got Gigaparts doing a 3D printing forum there on Saturday afternoon. Of course, Bill Brown's doing his balloon forum, and I think they're going to have a balloon launch first thing Saturday morning as well. And then Sunday, you've got a Meshtastic forum.
Bill's balloon launch is at the conclusion of his forum, and I believe, of course, weather permitting. I think it's about 11 o'clock, and he does that usually with the prevailing winds, he tries to do that from the front door of the Embassy Suites Hotel.
Right. Right.
And then Joe Eisenberg is doing his kit building forum as well on Saturday morning.
Right.
So
and then
there's
also
a lot of good forums.
Joe assists with the Sunday adult soldering classes too. So there's a chance you not just learn to solder, but have some one-on-one time with Joe.
Yeah.
I just got a text from our flea market chairman who's watching the show tonight from South Huntsville, and he says that our wait list for the flea market is now 35 people long instead of 28.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Well, look, hey, I got your website. I've got your
web. Grab some picnic tables.
Yeah, I've got your website up here for anybody out there that's not familiar with it, but I think that'd be unusual. Everybody has got to be familiar with the Huntsville Hamfest the way we've been talking it up. But here's their website, and it's called hamfest.org, and that's a pretty good name. The URL they've got registered here, hamfest.org.
Yeah, I don't know who or when they registered that, but
that must have been early days. That must have been in the
early days.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, I was thinking today how long I've been going to Huntsville, and I realized it's been off and on for 43 years I've been going to Huntsville.
Yeah. Well, here you go. You can find anything you want to. They got a very nice website up right here. You can find anything you want to about it, from the forums to the flea market,
there's a lot
the
of
dealers.
stuff going on. And one of the things I'm trying to include in the website is stuff that happens before or away from the Hamfest. For example, Thursday night, there's an informal net. It's the Aries weekly training net, but it becomes a more informal gathering of out-of-towners and in-towners to talk about the Hamfest. So that's on 14694. It's listed on the Ham site, so you can find the information and the time, 7 p.m. And then Friday night, the YouTubers, Friday midday, 10 a.m., they're going to do a meet and greet up on Montesano with kind of a potluck dinner. So bring your favorite side dish, water's available, proceeds that benefit the ARRL Teachers Foundation. And this is run by Kyle, AA0Z. And then Friday night, the microwave guys are getting together at Tim's Cajun Kitchen. It's over on Jordan Lane, just a stone's throw from downtown Huntsville. So the microwave guys. There's a 1 gigahertz and up contest, ARRL contest that weekend, and so during and after the Hamfest, these 1 gigahertz guys go out and do tower scatter. They've developed a way that at those very high frequencies, they've proven that they can bounce off of a TV or radio transmitting tower to get incredible range. So they're really into that. And of course, there's the YL breakfast on Saturday morning at the Cracker Barrel. Unfortunately, I won't be there. I'll be having breakfast at the embassy and getting back over to the event.
Yeah.
Those are old pictures. We've got to update those.
Oh yeah, well, but they're still they're still good.
For example, the flea market area back there, the carpeted area, they have replaced those chandelier lights with high intensity LED lighting.
Oh really?
And it's like night and day. It's it really it puts a light on that old equipment.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, you've got your pick of hotels. There's several hotels within walking distance.
Yeah, I
And they're
got
building
lucky and
more.
got one of the last rooms there at Embassy Suites.
We added that top one, the pair of hotels. Scroll back up there, Tom. These folks, this Hilton Garden Inn and Hilton Home 2 Suites, they approached us a few weeks ago. They're only about 8 miles. They're halfway between downtown and the airport.
Yeah.
And of course, being outside the downtown area, the rates are cheaper.
They are.
And,
Yeah.
They're available.
Yeah.
Yes, there's also a Comfort Inn that a number of hams are staying at, and I may join them.
Yeah, we couldn't possibly list all of the hotels available in the Huntsville area, but these are ones we've reached agreements with, except for the AC. They want to partner with us next year and give us a group rate.
Well, that's good. All right.
Lots
well,
of clubs
hey,
and groups.
yeah.
And I think that's good for the visitors. They get a chance to put eyes to, for example, POTA is extremely popular. And AMSAT, North Alabama DX Club, just to name a few. Alabama Contest Group. These clubs exist for their members and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great chance to meet somebody or for the clubs themselves to solicit additional members.
Okay, Mark, is there anything else that we haven't hit on that we ought to talk about tonight?
Well, you can still purchase a ticket online. I don't recall off the top of my head when ticket sales is stopped online, but you can save a couple of bucks, purchase your ticket online, and save a few minutes Saturday morning at the will call. You just basically walk up with your name and call sign. You don't need any kind of receipt or anything. We've got you in a database, and we get your admission button and raffle tickets, and you're in the door.
Okay.
You also have pickup on Friday night too, do you not?
No.
Okay.
Friday night, we're relaxing in the hospitality lounge, and you can get your ticket Friday morning starting at 7:30.
Okay, because usually you had as people were loading in, you had the check-in as well for tickets and stuff.
For folks that are forum, that are picking up their packets with their badges, their buttons, etc.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we can manage that. But for general admission, wait till Saturday morning.
Ah, good. Okay.
Wow. Man, you got a lot of information on your website.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
going on here.
Good website.
Yeah. So how long does it take you guys to plan this? I guess you start planning pretty quick after.
We've already started planning 2026.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Man. Well, good luck. I think you'll have a good hamfest. I feel very confident it's going to be great, and looking forward to being there.
Rain or shine, because
Yeah,
we're indoors.
We'll be there. All right. Well, hey,
And
Mark.
it's the only.
Go ahead, Glenn.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say it's the only big ham fest that I'm aware of that's all indoors.
Yeah.
And I mean, it may be 100 degrees outside, and you are comfortable indoors.
Yep.
Well, have any of you guys been to Friedrichshafen or Tokyo?
No.
I can't speak to those events. So they may be indoors. There may be some indoor-outdoor stuff, but Alabama in August, it pretty much demands we're indoors.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure does. All right. Well,
Guys,
hey,
that's
thanks.
all I have tonight. I want to thank you, Tom, for allowing me on the show and to talk up the event.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And what we'll do, I'm going to get a lot of video and pictures and talk with people. And we're not doing a live stream from the Hamfest any longer. We're focusing more on our weekly show. But I'm going to get a lot of video and stuff, and what we're going to have we're going to talk a lot about it after the fact. So the Tuesday after Huntsville, we're going to have another thing. We're going to look around. We're going to do walk-arounds and look at all the tables, and we're going to...
Tom, let me ask you. Since I know you were tied to a booth for many, many years. And in Huntsville and probably Dayton and Orlando. The difference now that you're not broadcasting from a booth, you're able to move around. Do you enjoy the show? Do you enjoy the shows more?
Yeah, and that was one of the problems I had. For instance, I don't know how many years I've been going to Huntsville, but we went to Dayton 40 straight years, and I streamed Dayton and Huntsville for about 20 years, I think, back even in the days when the internet was pretty bad, But when you do that, and probably like you yourself right now, you're working during this Hamfest, and you don't get to really see anything, enjoy looking at things you're interested in getting parts for or building things, and I was missing out on that. And
Tom, your audio muted.
Enjoy some of these
Yeah, Tom, your audio is cutting out.
Let's see.
It's back now.
No, it's cutting in and out.
Well, let's try this mic here. How's that?
There you go.
The high mic's better.
That okay? Test?
Yeah, it's audible.
Okay. So, I decided I want to enjoy the Hamfest. So now when I walk around, man, I can look at stuff. I can look at all the little parts and boxes and stuff. And, I've already got a list of parts and things that I want to get right now to work on some little projects and build some things. And I couldn't do that before. For instance, before when I would stream a Hamfest, I'd work all day until it ended, and then when it ended, I would run down somewhere and I would buy me probably $2 worth of heat shrink, and that would be it. That would be my total deal there. So I'm enjoying it now. I'm looking around. I'm getting ideas. I like boat anchors and stuff like that. So I spend most of my time in the boneyard, the old stuff, and because you can really find some good stuff there. You can find surplus stuff that got, gold-plated inductors and just all kinds of stuff, man. I mean, high quality.
And
None of that
that's
stuff.
the neat thing about
None of that
these flea
stuff was
markets.
built. None of that stuff was built with low-quality parts. I can guarantee you there.
Well, and the flavor of these flea markets. If you look at the offerings in Orlando, of course, there's the Space Center down there, and there's a lot of unique things that you won't find outside of the Orlando area. Same with Dayton. It's bigger, and there's more stuff. But Huntsville has the Space and Rocket Center. It's got Redstone Arsenal. It's got NASA, and the amount of test equipment that shows up in our flea market area, it just continues to astound me that this equipment gets surplused. People pick it up and bring it to the Hamfest, and you can find lab-grade instrumentation for
Well, I'll tell you,
a fraction of what it costs new.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Somebody there bought a NASA stripper that had been on the space station.
That was me and Bill Brown.
Oh man.
Yep.
All right.
Shuttle flown wire strippers.
Yeah. So you don't know
Very
what
cool.
you're going to get, man. And I come back to 1 year, different Hamfest, Dayton, but 1 year across from us outside, somebody had like a 16-foot missile leaned up against their truck, and I kick myself every day for not buying that missile. I don't know what he wanted for it, but that would look so cool. Take it across my neighbor's yard, stick it in his yard some morning about 5 o'clock, throw a little bit of dry ice in the tail, and
Bury the nose cone in the front yard.
Yeah, that would be so
Yeah,
cool.
I like
man.
your thinking.
Yeah. But I haven't seen one there
And play the
since
sound effect.
then. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, they can get a boombox and play the sound effect that goes boom.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, look, I've got another segment, Mark. It's coming up here in a few minutes. We're building a
Yeah, I've got
seven-band.
to turn around here to the other
Yeah.
computer and finish up the last couple of emails for the night because tomorrow brings a whole new round of them.
Okay. Well, very
Yep.
good. You're welcome to leave us, or you're welcome to stick around. Whatever you want to do. If you come back, you can yell in here, and if you see something you want
I'll
to talk
probably
about.
minimize. I'll probably log in on the other computer and just
Okay.
listen in.
All right.
But guys, thanks a bunch for having
Yeah,
me,
man.
and we'll see you in a short 17 and a half days.
All right. Well, good
Very
night.
cool.
Send me through to you. We'll see you later there.
73.
That's what
Thanks,
we did.
Yeah,
Tom,
man.
and good evening.
Yep.
And Brett, safe travels from Wyoming. We'll see you in Huntsville. And
Yes,
you
see
too,
you
Glenn.
soon.
Thanks.
All right.
All right. Let
Bye-bye.
me see. Let me see what I can do here. Let's do this. I'm going to try to take Mark's picture off here. I should be able to do that by just clicking this button right there. Okay. Yeah, that'll help. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Hey, Brett, I know you got a couple of things to show. We'll pick that up next. And first, let's take just a quick break, and we'll be right back. ICOM's IC7760 is a pinnacle of base station excellence for amateur radio enthusiasts. Designed to deliver unmatched performance, the IC7760 features state-of-the-art technology, exceptional RF clarity, and an intuitive interface, all housed in a sleek and durable design. This base station features a separate remote control head and RF deck, providing enhanced flexibility for installation. Place the RF deck closer to the antenna feed point, freeing up space on your desk. You can also connect the control head to the RF deck through your home network, enabling remote operation from anywhere in your home without needing a PC. Pair the IC7760 with a powerful IC-PW2 linear amplifier and take your contesting experience to the next level with ICOM's industry-first linear amplifier. Together, they redefine what's possible in amateur radio. For more information about ICOM's amateur radios, please visit icomamerica.com/amateur.
Hey Tom, I just wanted to let you know that
Well,
when we get on
every
mission
time I
to
play this
Oz
one-
going, I want
All
to
right, gotta
schedule
stand
you
by.
and
I've
your
got
show
an
to
audio issue that
be the
pops up
first
with
to
this one.
communicate with
Let's
us in
see.
space. By the way, I never miss an episode of Amateur Radio.
Don't know why.
Roundtable
All right,
on
let me get off
Tuesdays
this
nights on W5KUB.com.
That's a fluke. We're going to go back to this shot here. All right. Okay.
Elon always finds a way to butt in.
Hey, man, he knows how to get into every show, even if you don't invite him, man. All right. So, hey, let's see. John says everybody knows that my story about the trash can for the tickets was a joke. Guys, that was not a joke. The ticket barrel actually broke. It was so heavy it broke and came apart. And they started putting tickets in these trash cans right out in front of my booth. And people just, of course, I understand when I tell them to put your ticket in the trash can there. I understand why they didn't want to do it, but that's where it was. Okay, he said he was just having fun with me. I do cut up a lot, and a lot of things are jokes that I make up, guys, but I just had to get the record set straight on that tonight here. Hey, let's see what Brett's got to say. I think he got a new toy there. Did you already show that, or was that before the show?
That was before the show.
Yeah, let's look at it. What do you got there?
Okay, I've got an interesting part here. This is a little speaker that's from SGC, which unfortunately you can't buy these new anymore, but you can get them used. It's called an ADSP, Advanced Digital Signal Processor speaker. And what it's got is an equalizer and a noise suppressor built into this little speaker. It's got a 12-volt supply, so it has a little bit of an amplifier. It has an audio cable, so you can plug it into your rig. And I don't have the bracket on it, but it has a little bracket so that you can mount it in a car or some other vehicle if you want to, but I just use it on the desk. Now, one of my favorite rigs is the Xiegu G90, which is a nice compact 20 watt transceiver. It's really good for HF, but the problem that it has is that it has no audio post-processing at all. What you get is just a flat signal just as it receives it, which is perfect for digital modes, but if you want to use the same transceiver to do SSB phone, well, it'll hurt your ears because there's no filtering at all. So what this speaker does, and I've found that it works very well, is it goes ahead and gives you the equalization and the noise suppression that you don't get from that rig. And so if I want to work SSB phone on the same rig, I'll hook this up and hook this up to the audio jack, and I'll run it through it. And there's a button here which cycles through 3 different filtering settings for the audio. One of them's for CW, and it has a really narrow filter there for the CW tone. Next one's for SSB phone, and the next one is kind of wider than that. Also good for audio of different kinds. And so you can select the filter bandwidth that you want. It also emphasizes the frequencies that that are necessary to understand a voice signal. The late Bob Heil always used to talk about this, how it was really important to equalize your signal for maximum legibility, and this does that for you, so that you can receive the sound better. And so this is a really cool thing to use if you have a rig that doesn't have good internal noise suppression. So I've been having a lot of fun using this. And so that's the first item that I picked up. That's a lot of fun. The second one is a classic. It's
Don't tell me.
go
Don't
ahead.
it was a 55 Chevy.
no, not quite that old.
No.
Okay.
It's a transmission for a 58 Buick.
Look
Newer
at there.
than that also,
at there.
but not a lot newer. The other thing that I picked up, and this is a classic device, was an antenna analyzer, and this is the MFJ 269C antenna analyzer. And this series of antenna analyzers was made for a long time, but this one is the first one that added the UHF bands on, so you could do 70 centimeters with it. There's some buttons at the top, as you can see here, that weren't in the earlier models, that let you activate a UHF band. And so this can pretty much do it all. You can go all the way from the bottom, the lowest, what they call the top bands, the HF bands, the lowest frequencies, all the way up to UHF in one unit. Now, this is big and heavy. It's a brick. It has, if you put batteries in it, then it gets really heavy because it takes a lot of alkaline batteries to run it. But if you do go ahead and put in the batteries, then it's portable and you can do pretty well. It does also have a 12-volt power jack. And yeah, there are newer ones, there are fancier ones, there are ones that trace a curve, there are ones with beautiful LCD displays, but this is the old classic that just always seems to work for me, and I'm just very glad that I was able to pick up one of these.
Well, that's cool. I've got 2 of those different models from MFJ, and that's what I started out with, and they do a great job.
Yeah, I've got one as well.
Yeah.
You do have to sweep if you want to find the dip in the SWR curve. You do have to sweep manually and watch the needle,
Yep.
but it's very accurate. And I find that I can tune antennas. I can tune anything with it very well. And it will give you a reading of the impedance, not just the complex, the magnitude of the complex impedance, but it will give you resistance and also the imaginary component, which is either if it's either capacitance or inductance.
Right.
So you can get an idea of how well you're tuned, and that'll also help you if you're building something like that 7-band tuner that you're building. You can also go in there and see what you need to compensate for the inductance or capacitance that you see there.
Yep. In our next segment coming up, I used a antenna analyzer quite extensively. It really helps you. There's no way Well, there's really not much a way to tune it up without an SWR meter or an analyzer. So we'll talk a
Yeah,
little more
I
about
mean,
that.
before those, all you had was an SWR meter, and that was it.
And back in the days we started, most everybody didn't even have an SWR meter. The RRL came out with a diagram to build one in the handbook, and basically it was, you had to set the meter for forward and reflected. You'd put the meter on forward, and you would adjust it for full scale, and then you'd flip it to reflected, and you would read it, and then you would take the two readings and calculate the SWR. Just a lot of trouble. It's so nice now having a meter tell you what the SWR is, where you don't have to calculate it anymore. So that's cool.
Yeah,
All right.
the old rigs, you had to work in order to find out how good your SWR was. Even some of the big old heavy icon rigs, you didn't get a direct reading. But maybe since about the 80s you've been able to. And that's nice.
Yeah. All right, Glenn, you got anything you want to yell about, talk about?
No,
Okay.
I'm good. I mean,
All right. Well,
Yeah.
what I want to do, let's move on then to guys. I have been, we try to have a show project every now and then, and I picked a show project. I just wanted to put me up a different antenna. I've got a number of antennas out there. I got 40-meter delta loops. I've got extended ZEP antennas up out there. I've got fan dipoles out there. But I'd like to have a vertical out there. Just because the polarity is different, it operates differently. So, and I like to run relatively, well, I'll say high power, maybe 800 watts or something like that. It's typical for me. My amplifier, I've just got it wired for 110 here. It's a full legal limit amp, but I just run it on 110, and it'll run about a kilowatt. I see on average 800 or so watts. So anyway, so I wanted an antenna that was that I didn't have to tune, and I've got a remote tuner out there on one antenna. But when you get into high power, your remote antenna tuners, your auto antenna tuners, cost you a lot of money. For instance, the MFJ 1.5 kilowatt auto tuner we've got out there, that thing sells for about $900, and Brett picked one up for about, I think, 400 maybe. You got a good deal.
Yep, I got one for 400 at Dayton.
Yeah, that was a good deal. So you can't put a auto full legal limit auto tuner on every antenna out there. It just, it's just not worth it, So I've changed my mind a bunch of times here on the show. We tried building, like the DX Commander antenna, where you have, a single vertical leg for each band, and you tune that for resonance. And then once you get them tuned, then you don't have to tune it anymore. You're on resonance, and everything's hunky-dory. But it's just like a fan dipole where you have multiple bands on it. It looks just like half of a fan dipole. And if you guys remember, and I told you about a study that Stanford, I think it was Stanford University did. If you try to tune more than about 3 of the elements, if you try to put more than about 3 elements on there, it gets almost impossible to tune. You start pulling your hair out. And, I tried that for a little while. I thought, well, this would be simple to do. Can I get the SWR down to 1-to-1 on every band, 80 through 10 meters? That was my goal. So I built the antenna, I put it up out there, and I start trimming. Each of the legs. But the problem is, it's difficult to really trim because there are so many harmonic bands. In other words, 15 meters is a harmonic of 40, and 40 is a harmonic of 80, and I mean you got just so many of related frequencies there. You're trimming off one, and it affects the other one. So anyway, okay, bad idea. So I thought, okay, let's change our show project and let's go with a trap antenna. So I practiced over here with the spectrum analyzer building coaxial traps. That seemed pretty neat concept to build a coaxial traps. They're hard to tune because once you cut that coax to length, if it isn't where you want it, you can't really add it back, and it's difficult to reduce it. So that wasn't real good. Plus, people say traps have loss, and also that would mean that I would be putting that trap at a quarter wavelength. For instance, on 10 meters, I would have the 10-meter trap would be at a quarter wavelength. And the quarter wavelength is about 8 feet, and that's setting on the ground. So here's an antenna setting on the ground. Now we've got a lot of ground losses, and I'm thinking, this is not very good. I want something with a little bit more gain to it. So then I thought about, okay, let's do this. Let's use a vertical wire and a tuned circuit on it to tune it. And to keep things simple, we would have we could use a relay to select each wire, and we would use a single coil with taps on it, and a capacitor for tuning each band. Well, for some reason I didn't like that. Okay, so now we go to plan D. Let's see, A, B, C. We're going to plan D, and I got, okay, let's do this. Let's try a non-resonant piece of wire. Let's try a 49-foot piece of wire, vertical wire, 49 feet. That's not resonant on any band. And let's build a simple LC circuit to tune each band, and we will select each band that we want to use. So an LC circuit is really simple to build. It's just two parts. It's a capacitor and an inductor. Very simple in number of parts, and the configuration is just like an L. Now you can put it it's so versatile. You can use that LC match to match high impedance loads or low impedance loads. All you got to do is just reverse the design. In other words, if from your radio you hit the inductor to ground, and then from there you hit the capacitor second to the antenna, that's going to tune. I think it's low impedance antenna. If your impedance is high, you just flip those things around. You go into the capacitor first, and then the inductor to ground, and you can actually select whether you want high impedance matching or low impedance matching, depending on what you need. Now, there's also some other configurations that you can do. When I mentioned the LC network, you can have typically what I've always done in the past is I come in through the inductor, and then after the inductor I have a capacitor to ground. Well, you can change that configuration and make the inductor go to ground and a capacitor in series. Now the interesting thing about that is if that inductor goes to ground, that puts you at zero ground potential, and that's good for static and lightning and stuff like that. Whereas if you had the capacitor from there to ground, not so good. So there's some terminology to use, and it's for instance what we're using here is called a what we're using is called a C-series L shunt. Okay, so it's an LC network, but the C comes first, then a L. The C is in series, the L is shunted to ground. So the official name for it is called C-series L shunt. If you flip those parts around, you could have an L-series C shunt. But you see where I'm going with this. Anyway, so I built up on a piece of wood here, kind of like we used to build back in the early 60s. Take a block of wood and you build your radio on a block of wood, And I built 7 separate tuning LC networks here, all switch selectable with a relay to select each one. So I've got a video here. I'm going to show you what we've come up with so far. It looks like it's doing really well. I didn't expect it to tune on 80, but we went ahead and set it up for 80. The vertical wire is only 49 feet tall. That's pretty short for a 80 meter antenna, but people are using antennas shorter than that. So I thought I can put 7 on there, so why not just go ahead and add 80 meters to it. So I'm going from 80 meters down to 10 meters with all the bands in between there. So I've got a little video put together, and I'm going to give you a close-up of what it looks like and kind of explain where we are. And you can see where the project is. I got 3 bands that when I turn the capacitor, I can get the SWR down to 1.0 to 1. You can watch that meter just swing right down here. 1.0 to 1. The reactance is 0 reactance like Brett was talking about. And the impedance, like 49 ohms, 50 ohms. So you're going to see what we got so far. So I've got to do a little bit more tuning on it, and that will be to tune in the last 3 bands. My problem right now is the minimum capacitance on my capacitors is still too much to bring the SWR all the way down. I got to get some capacitors with a lesser amount of capacitance. I'll probably pick those up at Huntsville. But they are tuning the antennas on each of the 3 last bands. I can tune it down to like 1.2, 1.3 SWR, but I'd like to change the capacitors out where I can get it down to 1.0. So here is the video. Let's see. I don't know what to call this thing. I got to name it. I'm thinking about calling it the KUB High Power 7-band 49-foot vertical matcher. How's that for a name? Okay, here we go. Okay, let's look at the LC network tuner I'm building. This is an antenna project that we have for the show. It's been going on now for several months. I about finalized what I want to do. I went through many different variations, but let's look at it here, and I'll show you where we are, where we're standing today. So let's talk real quick. An LC circuit, very basic LC circuit. The LC circuit, just a capacitor and a inductor, and that's where it gets its name. It looks like an L with the 2 components there. And you can put it in different configurations. You can make it an LC circuit. You can make it where the transceiver comes in through a series inductor, and then you have a capacitor to ground, and in the antenna you can put the capacitor on the front side of the inductor. There's at least 4 variations. I chose the one with the capacitor in front of the coil. This is called a C series L shunt. C series L shunt. So you can see right here the capacitor. But since I say C series first, that means the capacitor comes first. So from the rig, it comes through the capacitor. It's in series. And then you have the inductor, which is the shunt. So this is an LC circuit, but you could call it a CL circuit because the capacitor comes first. But basically, they're understood to be called LC circuits. This particular configuration of an LC circuit is the C series L shunt. Okay, let's look over here and see what we got. Well, look, first of all, let me describe basically what we got here. So I wanted a resonant antenna on all bands. I like resonant antennas. And what we've got here is a tuner out there with, I've got 7 tuned circuits. This diagram only shows what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I've got 7 circuits out there, which will take me 80 through 10 meters, and that includes the the other bands, the 18 megahertz and a 24 megahertz band, and they're switch selectable. So when we select relay 1, only this tuned circuit is in the network to the antenna. When we select position 2, only this LC circuit is connected to the antenna. Now the antenna is a 49-foot piece of wire, vertical. I chose that because it's non-resonant and it's quite tall. So I built 7 LC circuits here, and you can see right here. This circuit, this is the 80 meter circuit, and so we have a capacitor. There's our capacitor, and there's our inductor right there. Now, I didn't have enough capacitance here to tune it like I wanted to, so I added some extra capacitance here. These are doorknob capacitors. They're very high voltage doorknob capacitors, and I just got them parallel here. So that one is 70 and 70. It's 140. So I added 140 to this. This is a 25 to 130. So add 70 to those numbers and you'll see what it is. So basically, when we select position 1, this relay here, this relay down here, right here, it selects this, it puts this capacitor and inductor in circuit to the antenna. From the input through these 2 components right here, and into the antenna. Now, there's a lot going on here, a lot of construction here going on. This rail at the bottom down here that I'm touching here, see right there, this rail down here, the bottom, that's ground. That's ground. This rail here is, this rail here is the output of each of the 7 tuners, and that will be connected to the antenna. And this rail here is the input, and it's connected to the input here. So it's connected to the input. So your transceiver comes in on this rail here, and you can see this rail here is connected. Let's see if I can show you. This rail is connected to the relay for each position. All right. So each relay here is going to select a tuned network, which will be specifically tuned for like a band. This was tuned for 80. Switch 2, relay 2, brings in this LC network here. That tunes this for 40. And then number 3 is over here. Here's number 3. And again, our LC network right here. Now, I needed a little extra capacitance here, and I still don't have enough, but I added, you can see down here at the bottom, I added another doorknob capacitor across these. And this is about 70 picofarad. All right, so I wound the coils based on the calculations and based on calculators on the internet for the resonance circuit and its frequency. And you can, and what I typically do to fine tune these is I would take a clip lead. And go say to the ground side, and then you just take the clip lead and you can start shorting out turns. Like I can go, let's say I go here. Boy, this is a bad clip lead. I can go there and check it for resonance and see how it does. And hey, if I need to take a little bit more off, I can slide the clip lead down on that turn to another spot and try it until I get the perfect match there. Now, you can actually move this tap 1/8 of an inch, not much, and it makes a big difference on tuning. So that's another way to tune the coils. Also, you can tune the coils by spreading them apart. Spreading the coils apart. That gives you less inductance. Or you can push them together, and that will give you more inductance. Once I get these coils where I need them, I'll probably take some my glue gun. I'll probably take my glue gun and try to, run a bead. Let's see if you can see it. Run a bead of glue down it. I'll probably put it maybe in 4 places, and that'll kind of help hold that in place, because if I actually bump this or squeeze them, that's going to detune them. All right, so my last test outside was I had 80 and 40 tuning just perfect. With that 49-foot piece of wire, I could get a 1.0 to 1 SWR, 0 ohms reactance, and 49 to 50 ohms impedance. So it was doing very well. I've got a little problem on the last 3 bands. One be 10, 15, and what is that? 12, I think. I've got too much capacitance, so I've got to try to reduce the capacitance somehow. I've used all my big capacitors. These are high voltage capacitors. I may have to wait until we get to Huntsville, which is, 2 weeks away. Maybe pick up some more capacitors. But I've got a little too much capacitance here. Now, another trick you can do is in series with a capacitor. Like resistors, if you put 2 resistors in series, they add. But if you put 2 capacitors in series, you're going to get less than the one that's maximum. We'll look at that on the internet here, or we'll look at some examples of that later. All right, so I've got 3 bands, not quite. I can bring the SWR down to like 1.2, 1.3, but that's as far as I can go with the capacitor at minimum. So I've got to put less capacitance in here if I want to get it down to 1-to-1. All right, so that's all looking pretty good. I've kind of chopped it up and butchered it up. I've had to make changes over time. I'll swap out this, or I'll swap out the coil, or I had a relay issue. I wired the relays wrong. That diagram is a little deceiving, and I had to move the common on the relays. Anyway, you can see what it looks like there. To control it, I've got 7 relays, so I really need 8 wires. I need a common wire, and I need 7 wires. So Ethernet is the perfect cable. It's got 8 wires in it. You can see I made me a little a wire harness right here, and let's see. You can see the wire harness here, with 1 wire coming out on at each relay, and little screw terminal block here. And when I built my antenna farm, when I moved this house, I went underground with all my cables, 130 feet back to my antenna farm. I did put 2 runs of Cat 5 cable out there. So I've got a cable out there that I've used in the past for various things, and I'm going to use it for this. So there we go. It's just a standard Cat 5 cable, and then I built a control box. This is for other antenna projects. I built the control box, and let me show you what it is. I never throw anything away. Look at this box. Isn't that a pretty box right there? This box was
just an AB switch. It was just an AB switch for Cat 5, and I stripped it out, and I put me a switch in there, a 8-position switch, or actually it's more, and put me an LED on each position. So let's plug the Cat 5 cable in. Let's see if I can get that. All right, it's in. We've got power here. We've got our Cat 5 cable. So the control box here will stay in the house. Let me see if I can tilt it. It's kind of hard working the camera, all this at the same time. There we go. So there's the control box. So you can see there's antenna position 1. You might hear the relay. You may hear this relay clicking over here because let's see if you can hear it click. You can hear the relays click. Okay, so here's position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this box will sit in the house, and let's say I'm on 40 meters. And, I go right there, and I have a resonant antenna at 1.0 on 40 meters. If I want to go to 20 meters, I just flip to 20 meters, and I have a 1.0 to 1 SWR antenna resonant for 20 meters and so forth. So that's kind of where we go. This box, by the way, I built for a couple different exterior components out there, and I'll show you a couple of them real quick. So I built the control box just to be universal and use it for different switching. So here is a antenna switch I built just with a single wire output. And I thought, well, I could put single wires, a 20 meter wire, a 15 meter, a 40 meter on here. And with the control box, you can see I got a RJ45 connector there. And it just has relays in it. I think these are 30 amp relays. And that box right there will actually select, each of the outputs here. And then I showed you this on the show before. Let me show it to you again. This is a full PL259 switch that I built in a military box. You can see, well, I got most of the holes covered right there. I had to drill holes, and I covered a few holes. But it's watertight. At least the box is. It's not around the SO239s. But anyway, it's well, it'll hurt you. Okay. See if I can get this open here. All right, I had to pause the video to open this thing. It felt like it had a vacuum seal or something on it. Anyway, so I've got the input here. I've got the input, and again, it can take up to 7 antennas to be switched. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you just look inside, you've got 7 relays. Again, 7 relays, and it switches the coax to each of the 7 relays right there. This was an old military box. I'm not sure what it was. There's a diagram. And it's got that smell to it. You can tell it's old. This is probably World War II or maybe a little later. But anyway, you can see that this is a good antenna switch. You can switch up to 7 antennas. It's hard doing this one-handed. See if I can get it. Okay. Got it. Well, it's tough to do with one hand. Okay. So anyway, that's kind of the update on this. I've got to take it back outside. Hey, the temperature, the heat index
I think today is going to be 117. It's pretty hot out there. I can usually take this out there for about 10 minutes, hook it up to the antenna, adjust the coils a little bit. I can check the capacitors. I can make certain changes, and then I've got to come in. I'm completely drained from being out in the heat. You can see this one is disconnected here. I've got that disconnected on purpose because I'll clip lead that together, and then I will also leave it undone, and I will probably clip lead a different capacitor in just to see how it tunes. That will eventually go back normal there. Anyway, that's the latest update on the, what are we going to call this thing? This is going to be the KUB 7-band 49-foot vertical legal limit. Well, I don't know about legal limit. Let's just say 1 kilowatt antenna matcher. We'll call it that. Well, it's a long name. We'll print out a label and stick it on here. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and it's been a long project.
Hey, Tom, I just wanted to let you know that
There he is again.
There it goes again.
There he goes
I want to
again,
schedule
man.
you and your show.
All right.
First
Let me get him
with
off
us in
here.
space.
Hang on.
By the way, I never miss an episode of Amateur Radio.
Yeah, we'll go there. We'll just go there. I got to figure this out, man. Wow. Okay. Well, guys, I'm out of breath just watching it. It's been quite an experience building that. Been a lot of work to put all that together, and particularly a lot of work going out in the heat. I don't know how many times I went out just for a short time to tune it, but I will put that in a plastic container that the lid snaps on. It becomes waterproof, and I'll bring the coax connector through the bottom of out the bottom of the plastic container there, and also the antenna out of the plastic container through the bottom. So anyway, it's starting to work. I'm getting close.
What are you using to draw your schematics with?
Mostly by hand.
Okay, because that one looked pretty good, but it also looked like it had typing on it.
Yeah, that one. That's one that someone else had made up and published out there. It was very close to what I was trying to do. So,
Oh, okay.
I just been using that kind of as an example. But yeah, you can put a lot of work into drawing a neat diagram and documenting everything. That's a lot of work.
Yeah,
But,
because I was going to say,
hey,
it looked hand-drawn, but it looked pretty good.
Yeah, just here in the shack, man, you want to go from 80 to 40, you just flip the switch and you're on a antenna, and hopefully the SWR is down to 1.0, and I'm happy,
Yeah, you also mentioned in the chat about you can only switch 7 because of the 8-conductor wire you're using. And my question is, why are you using wire at all? You could use an ESP32 with the long-range ISM band, they call it LoRa, and have one on each end and let it do the switching for you.
Well, I could, but
And you
that
could
would
feed the
that would
power down the
involve
coax.
that would involve having to program it.
Yeah,
And I'm not a
it's
programmer.
not that hard.
I'm not a programmer.
Not that hard.
Or I could just go on eBay and buy a Chinese wireless switch like that, already
Or you
working.
can wait for my next book, and I'll have one in there.
I could do that. But there's ways to get more switching done on fewer wires. For instance, I've got another 4-channel switch, and by using AC and DC, I can gain more than just
Yeah.
More
Well,
more
the easiest
switching.
thing to do is
In
to
fact,
activate a
in fact, that was an MFJ for their 4-channel switch. In fact, one day I was moving everything around, and I plugged another power pack into it. I plugged a DC power pack into it, and I said, "What's going on here? It's not working on 2 channels, And I finally realized they were running AC and DC, and like someone said, they're in the chat room. I mean, by using diodes, and maybe that was Brett. By using diodes, I could double the number of relays that I was running. Now that might take a little more work. I might have to. Well, I just have to. Well, it would take more LEDs too, wouldn't it? Yeah. But anyway, I'm kind of happy
I
with
was
it.
just trying to find a way to keep from running 8-conductor wire outside along with your coax.
Well, I see when I put my underground coax and everything out there, I ran 2 Cat 5s out there.
Ah, okay.
So it's already out there. It's underground. Comes up right there in the antenna farm. So, in fact, I've used it. You guys have seen the little control head I built with the rotatable capacitor and with the rotatable inductor with a motor on each. No Arduino, no stepper motors, just regular motors. And by just sending a plus or minus current out to the inductor or the capacitor, I could turn it. I could turn either one, and that would basically do the same thing. I could get the SWR down to like 1.0, but it involves me, if I change band, it involves me hitting that switch, going down, going up, going back and forth, watching the SWR meter. It would take me a minute or two to, tune it. And that's why I've gone this route on this one, is that they're going to be preset. I found on and I don't remember what band now. I've got it documented. I've got about 200 kc bandwidth on one of the bands. It may be one of the higher frequency bands. But I'm also this vertical gives me almost a 1 megahertz bandwidth, like on 40 meters. I can go from on 40 meters to keep it under 2 to 1. Now I'm not saying it's 1.0, but I usually test it to see, anything under 2 to 1 I can use. The amplifier will run anything on 2 to 1 or less. So I can check it, run the antenna analyzer up higher than the frequency. I can run it down lower, and like on 40 meters, I can go from like 6.9 megahertz to 7.9. I can go a whole megahertz. I want to say megacycle.
Yeah,
but I'll say megahertz.
That would be really useful for 80 meters because, it's such a big band. You might want to have two tuning networks in there for that.
Well, you could, but I think on 80, I bet you on 80 meters, I may have 400 kilohertz bandwidth. And that's pretty good. Some of these tuners like that, you may only get 25 kilohertz. Well, on some antennas you may only get like 25 kilohertz bandwidth or something like that. But
exactly.
I really think I can get about 400 kilohertz bandwidth.
So you think you can get all the way from the SSB portion down to the CW portion with one?
If I tune it for instance, a lot. Well, I kind of was shooting for 7180 on 40 meters. That's where I kind of hang out. 7180, I got a 1.0. I can go all the way up to 7.9 megahertz, and then I just hit an SWR 2 to 1. If I tune down, I can go down to 6.9, which is below the band, when I hit 2 to 1 SWR. So on that band, I have about 2 to 1 or less. I have a megahertz. I can't tell you right now where 1.2 starts or 1.3 starts, but my set point was like 7180. Let's
Now,
see.
have you noticed like the morning dew or anything affecting the frequency of all of that?
Well, I haven't put it out in the dew. I've never left it out yet, but it
Well,
will
I meant
be.
the antenna itself, not
Oh, the
the
antenna. I
not
don't.
the
I
coil.
don't know that it will. It might. You know, when it's raining and it's wet,
Yeah.
maybe. I'm sure it might change it a little bit, but
Yeah, I was just curious what kind of effect that would have on your whole arrangement there.
but you know, I mean, my other antennas, I've operated them dry weather. I operated them in rain. I've operated them in snow. Uh,
Yeah,
Never had a
I know
problem.
we've operated.
I never really looked at the SWR, but it didn't create a problem. You know, it probably changed some.
No, it won't create a problem. I was
Yeah.
just curious what kind of shift you'd get.
Yeah, yeah.
Just one of those things to see.
If the trees were wet, Mark's saying if the trees are wet, does that have any effect? Oh, it might. Heck, I mean, everything has an effect on your antenna, your ground losses. In fact, let me just say this: when I first started playing with that, uh, I'll call it that fan vertical. It was crazy going all over everywhere, and I was using the ground system. I was using the ground system that I put in when I put my antenna farm in. And that was some buried radios. They're not buried very deep, about an inch deep. And I had probably 16 radios, which has always worked fine for me. And they were different lengths. One was as long as 130 feet long, and the others were shorter, like close to, a quarter wave on the different bands. But it just acted crazy with me trying to tune them. It didn't work good. And you know what I did? I studied up a lot on radios, and I got a lot of information about just short radios, like 10-foot length radios. And I put 4 10-foot length radios out there and just laid them on the ground. And that made a major difference in tuning that wire and those wires. And
Yep, it is better to have a lot of non-resonant short radios, or
Yeah.
even hardware cloth. There are some people who will bury hardware cloth in the ground and use
Yeah.
that as ground field.
Well, and I studied a lot of that, and I read it. Like hardware cloth is not insulated, and the best I have found, which I kind of believe, is if you bury these radios, and I'll probably bury them again, but my others were like this. They were insulated, and if you use bare wire, it connects to the ground in such a way like it becomes like a ground rod. Whereas if they have the insulation on them and not part of the ground itself, then they become the reflective part of the antenna. Now the chicken wire, I've always thought about that, how neat that'd be to lay me a 25 square foot piece of chicken wire out there and cover it with dirt, and man, I'd have a great ground system. That would probably rust pretty quick. And again, it would be non-insulated, and it might, whether it's true or not, it might turn that more into a ground, like a ground rod, instead of an RF reflectors. I don't know, but there's a lot of information. I mean, as I've been doing this project, I have read and read and read, and there's a lot of conflicting information, but a lot of it makes sense.
Yep. Well, that's what ham radio is about: experimenting.
Yeah, and everything's going to affect it. A wet tree will affect it. Hey, your house will affect it. Moisture in the air is going to affect it. The ground conductivity you have is going to affect it.
Waving branches.
If a bird lands on it, that's going to affect it. But hey, like you said, ham radio is fun. It's for experimenting, and it will work. I guarantee you. You get a wire in the air, put a little fire in it, it'll work. You'll never know if it's really efficient or not unless you had a perfect antenna right next to it that was perfect, and you could switch back and forth and compare them. Yep. All right. Well,
Yeah,
we've
you'll
come
have
about
to
to
buy
the
one
end.
of those.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You have to buy one of those isotropic dipoles they're always talking about.
Yeah, that would take a lot of coax
Yeah, like a
to get up there.
magnetic monopole too.
Yeah, it'd
Oh,
take
you're
a
right.
lot of coax. So, I kind of settled on this design. It simplifies things a whole lot. First of all, it gets rid of 7 or 8 wires sticking up in the air out there behind the house. But if you have guests over and they're looking out your back window, what's all that stuff hanging in the tree back there? You hang on to one wire up back there, and people typically don't see it. But
Just tell them it's a really big bug zapper.
yeah. So it has simplicity to it, and it's pretty effective. And it is pretty simple, and it's been a lot of fun and learning to experiment with it. I probably will not finish it until I can get me some more capacitors, maybe at Huntsville. These capacitors, I think I could run probably 800 to 1,000 watts with them. They got pretty good spacing on them. I don't know. Definitely more than just a few hundred watts, I know for sure. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Any last comments from the chat room before we sign off tonight?
No, none that I've seen.
Okay. All right. Hey, just real quick. Someone said that when I got on this mic, the echo went away. Can anybody verify that the echo just went away? And this
It went away before you switched mics.
Oh, really?
It's like you turned your monitor off or something.
Huh.
This mic really helps though. I like the Heil mic.
Yeah, it's got better lows
Well,
on it.
I just have to learn
bass.
to stay close to it, Yeah. All right, I'm gonna turn the other mic back on. All right, I'm back on the lapel mic. Testing 1,
Check,
2,
check.
3. Echo back. Did the echo come back? Anybody? Now it may be because I've got this mic on and also I've got this mic on. Let me turn this mic off here. All right, this mic is off now. Lapel mic only.
Testing.
Testing 1, 2. Do I
I'm
have
not
echo?
hearing any echo.
You're not hearing echo?
Well, I am.
Oh, you are?
Wait a minute. Yeah, there's echo on Brett.
All right, now you may be coming through my speaker. Let me see. All right, so am I echoing or is it you
You're
echoing
not.
through?
We are. We are.
We are.
You are, okay. All right, you are. Okay, I'm going to turn the speaker down. All right, now,
Testing.
you're going to have to give me a
testing.
hand sign here. I can't hear you. Is it echoing now? Are you echoing now?
Testing.
No, yeah, okay. Are you
bit.
echoing now? Because I got your speaker turned off here.
Yeah, maybe just a little.
Okay, I'm going to turn you back up a little here. Okay, now let me hear you.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did-
I'm
Yeah, I can
echoing.
hear it echoing.
So it actually came back there, okay.
Yeah. The PR40 has such a narrow field.
It does.
such a narrow that it helps.
Yeah. This is a PR40 here.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so
Now I can't hear your audio at all. Both mics are off.
Yeah, I
Can't
can't
hear you,
hear
Tom.
anything.
Tom, both of your mics are off now.
let me turn that one back on. Okay. Now,
Nice.
you go.
are you hearing echo? Let's see. Lapels off. Now it's just a PR40. All right, see if you echo now. I'm going to turn you up kind of loud here.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit.
I heard a little
A
bit.
little bit, but not bad.
All right, because this microphone, like Brett says, this microphone is very direct. I mean, you got to just about talk straight into it. If I talk into the side like this, I'm probably much weaker than if I talk into the front like that. So this probably is picking up less, where my lapel mic is picking up the studio monitor. So yeah, that's my bad. My bad. I'll try to start using this mic, and we'll see if that helps a lot. All right, guys. I don't like wearing headphones. You know, I've been looking for the little earplug, you know, like they wear on TV, you know, like the
I was just going to say, use earbuds or something.
Well, yeah, I can, but then I got a wire that's got me all attached here, and you know.
You could use Bluetooth here. Right?
If the SWAT team, you know, came down the hall, I couldn't move out of the way fast if I was all wired in. So, but you know,
Let
you would
me
think
show you the ones
you would
that I
think
use.
you would think that even on eBay, there's so much of this audio stuff out there, wireless mics, wireless everything, and I would think I could find some of these, like, you know, these singers that sing in these concerts. They have the little thing in their ear, you know, which helps them hear themselves. I can't find anything like that. I've been looking.
You might
and
want to
looking.
look at something like this.
What is that?
This
Let me
this is a Shocks headset.
see. Yeah, let's see.
Here we
Yeah.
go. Let me
Yeah.
try to. Here we go. And what it does, it's bone conduction, and it would fit like this, and it's Bluetooth, and so you really don't see it, but it uses bone conduction.
Well,
Let me
my
put it
bones
back-
are wore out
that's
here,
so
though,
fast
man. I
on
don't know if
the
that'll work.
yeah.
Also, I don't know if I got Bluetooth on here. I'd have to give me a Bluetooth transmitter.
Those are
Somehow.
easy to get. I have one on my desk.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. How would I?
But I love those when I go on planes and stuff because I can listen to music and nobody can hear it, but I can still hear normally.
Yeah. Well, I've got one laying out right here. I don't know how bad it looks. I thought they looked bad.
Yes, you'd attach it to the monitor loop
Oh,
on your
let's see,
mixer.
Let's see. Let me go back here. Yeah. Well, let me put it behind me like that. You know, just put it in my ear. I don't know. I don't like it. It don't want to stay in my ear either.
That's why I like the bone conduction ones.
Yeah.
They don't
Well, if
interfere with my ears at all.
Stay in the ear. If it would stay in the ear, it might be all right. You know, I could use something like this. I'm sure it would probably totally clear up any issue we have, but it seems like it's pretty much acceptable right now.
Oh, it's fine right now.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. You've been listening to and watching Amateur Radio Roundtable, a show about ham radio, amateur radio, shortwave electronics. We're glad we had you. Tune in Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock p.m. at w5kub.com, and you can watch the show and you can join us in our chat room, or you can listen to the show on international shortwave station WBCQ on 7490 on Thursdays between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 7490 kilohertz. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week. And then we only got one more week till Huntsville. Man, I'm getting happy. Happy.
I'm ready
Great.
for it, yeah.
Yep. See you there.
All right. Yeah, let's